next. Ellen. I'm afraid I can't actually help that type of woman, that my help won't be sufficient. Love it. And it's perfect because the note that I made to talk about was the bear and the butterfly, working too hard and niche. Excuse me. It came up after you were sharing. So can you share with us in a sentence, or can you share with us briefly who that kind of woman is?
I was surprised, first of all, that I wrote that down. So that was quite a bit of a revelation for myself. But I think the niche, the woman I'm helping, is basically the woman that I think I am myself, or was, or it's basically, I work with highly educated, super busy women that are looking for ways, tools, and techniques to relax and have a deep desire to get out of their brain and to connect with their true, relaxed female essence. I think that's what I wrote down, and that feels quite right, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you're afraid that you can't help them.
yeah, that something around maybe also not being good enough, but something about not being sufficient, or not being up to the challenge. Although I know from deep within that's not true, but there's something there of not being able to meet them what they really need, or something like
Mm.
that.
So it is perfect because we're going to talk about the bear and the butterfly analogy. One sec. So part of what's coming up is when you said not good enough, can't help enough. It's coming up with like that you've got to help everyone, and that echoes back to what I shared with Lone about the savior syndrome. When you've got a belief that you've got to help everyone, or it's your job to help everyone, or you should help everyone, or like anything like that, it's impossible to have a niche, because our work, for each of us here, our work can help everyone. It can.
Yeah.
And would you rather make a 1% impact with everybody, like as many people as you could manage to work with in your lifetime? Or would you rather make a 100% life-changing transformation with 1% of the people? Or more
Yeah,
like
the last one.
0.00001. Yeah, like
Yeah,
we would all
yeah,
actually rather radically transform, even 100 people's lives where they talk about us, and not out of an egotistical, ego stroking way, but that they identify that working with us was literally what changed their life. That's why they still have a family. That's why they got their health back. That's why they love God now. That's why they can run a mile where they couldn't before. Like, we would way rather have 100 people say that as our lifetime work than to have 100,000 people say, "Oh yeah, Ellen helped me one day to feel a bit better." We would all
yeah,
rather have 100 people say the first thing.
totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
even just sharing that made an energetic shift. That's cool. So when you stop trying to be what you're not and you just be what you are, it's one of the steps to having that kind of an impact. So the analogy that I use all the time is, can you imagine in the forest a big grizzly bear who's been told it needs to be a butterfly, and he tries to be a butterfly and flaps his little paws and prances around the forest and tries to like suck the nectar out of a flower? It's a ridiculous image. It's silly. Also, imagine a butterfly trying to be a bear. It gets all gruff and it charges the deer, and it goes to take a bite out of the deer. He's going to eat that deer. And the deer goes, "What are you doing?" that is also silly. And yet, here we are as service providers trying to help everybody, trying to serve everybody. And some of those people, frankly, we have no right to be working with. And
No.
some of them were just ineffective. So at worst, we're doing damage. At best, we're just ineffective. So all the ways you're refusing to be a bear if you're a bear, or to be a butterfly if you're a butterfly, would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation?
Yes.
And what if at least half the times that you feel like you're not good enough, it's because you're a sprinter trying to run a long distance race, beating yourself up that you can't run long distance, but you never trained for long distance. You don't want to run long distance. Your body's not made for long distance. You don't even enjoy long distance, but everyone around you tells you you've got to run long distance. What if half of our collective inferiority complexes were just because of that? Because we were told, like, this is how you have to do business. And that's not how we want to do business. Or we're told, oh, you can't be that woo-woo in the business world and still get clients. Or we're told that, oh, well, you can't be a flighty, super feminine woman and be taken seriously in the business world. Like all these things that just aren't necessarily true, where we are bears trying to be butterflies or butterflies trying to be bears.
Yeah, that clicks very deeply.
Okay. So the belief, the belief that you should help everyone. Oh, no, it's more specific. The belief that you should try to help everyone. Now, would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation?
Yes.
The belief that until you try to help everyone, you're not allowed to have it easy. Would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation?
Yes.
I would say the biggest impediment that I've seen running this program 10 times now, and with all the hundreds of private clients that I've worked with, the biggest impediment that I can see to having a niche that you love, that is profitable, that makes a huge impact, and that helps you create a business you love, is the savior syndrome. Believing that you need to help, fix, or save other people, or that it's up to you, or that it's your duty, or that it's your job. And I've shared many times that was what I shifted to have a business. Until I shifted that, I didn't have a business, because no one wants to work. And I'm talking about myself now. I'm not talking about you. No one wants to work with a self-righteous prick who thinks he knows better than you.
Yeah.
That's extreme. I don't think anyone on this call has as much work to do there as I did, but I built that persona over a lifetime. So you'll probably step out of it quite quickly. Yeah, no one wants to work with that kind of a person.
No.
Okay. Oh, here's, I think, the last one on that. The belief that creating a specific, ideal, fun, exciting, profitable niche is going to take you a long time. You can't just do it overnight. Woo. Would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation?
You mean that that I have to work really hard to find the perfect niche, and I can't just come easily? Is that what you mean? So.
Yes.
Yes, I would totally be willing to destroy that.
Okay, cool. Okay. Just to wrap up that little segment, the way that I figured out my life purpose is that I spent about 15 years, or probably 20 years actually. It would have started before I found personal development. So 10 years actively in personal development, and 10 years before that, just lamenting as a teenager, trying to figure out what's my life purpose? What should I do with my life? I spent 20 years struggling and suffering about it. And then about 3 years ago, it clicked in my brain. I was like, wait a second, I haven't revisited my life purpose in a long time. I should take a look at that. And I'd read every book and I'd done every process and I'd worked with coaches and energy people and everything. I prayed to God. I did everything. And then I had this fun little thought. I was like, I should revisit my life purpose. What am I here on this planet to do? Oh yeah, I'm here to clear whatever's between people and God. Oh, awesome. And I wrote it down and it hasn't changed since. That's my life purpose. So I received my life purpose, and it was one of the easiest things I've ever done. Like, and I'm not exaggerating, because I got aligned and I stopped and I dropped the suffering and the need to save people and the need to get it right and all those things. So discovering my life purpose was as easy as eating a cookie. And I'm not hyperbolizing to make a point. Like, that's literally how it went. So the belief that creating your niche can't be like that, would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And sorry, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
No, I said, as you were saying that, so many things inside of me clicked, and I was thinking, actually, what I think I really want is to help people connect with their true essence. And I always thought that was too woo-woo or too blah blah or too like blah, but actually I feel that's true for now, at least.
Okay, great.